Stadium in Rabat, Morocco, where we are expecting the Wonder Diamond League to take place tomorrow, and we'll be also taking on our athletes, that is Beatrice Chebet, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, Ferdinand Omanyala will be taking part in the Wonder Diamond League. This is Rabat leg. Anyway, welcome to TV47 Sports Extravaganza. My name is Duncan Mutua, and here we are going to discuss matters football. We are going to discuss matters Rhino Charge. We are also going to check on the preparation to the Rhino Charge 2025 Rhino Charge, where the competition will take place in Baringo. We will be having an interview with some of the stakeholders and also some of the drivers who will be participating in the competition. Here in the studio, I'm not alone. We have very talented swimmers. Let me call them junior swimmers. They took part in the national games, and they emerged as the winners of the competition that took place in April. In Mombasa County. Understand you guys, like your competition, the competition took place in Aga Khan School in Mombasa. In the studio, we have Brian Obuna, who is should I introduce you guys, or should I give yourself give you guys the chance to introduce yourselves?
I think we should introduce.
Yeah, sure. Let me start with you.
Sure. So my name is George Mokwa. I am a talented swimmer, of course, from Kilimani Junior Academy. Here, the interviewee. What's your name?
Nico Freshi.
Yeah, Nico Fresh.
My name is Junior Kihiko, student from Kilimani Junior Academy, also a talented swimmer.
My name is Brian Obuna. I'm also a student from Kilimani Junior, and again another talented swimmer.
My name is Ella Mabel, also another talented swimmer from Kilimani Junior Academy.
And guys, speaking of talent, you know, it's just recently, nilijua swim juzi. So congratulations to the good job that you guys are doing, and even emerging victorious nationwide. Let's start with a quick check up of what happened in Mombasa in terms of the competition. Let me start with you. How the experience you gained from the competition?
Well, it was a very, very fun experience that you get to meet other swimmers from around the country. It also engages you not only just physically but mentally. You also allowed, you could make new friends, socializing, networking, and since we were able to become national swimmers, I think the competition from Mombasa was able to give us a platform for where we are in our swimming progression.
And emerging as one of the best swimmers in the competition, what did you gain from the nationals?
It's a new experience for me. It also shows me that I have also a lot to do as a strong swimmer. I'm not only the best swimmer in Kenya. It was a new experience. I made new friends. Also gave me a new perspective on what I should do and everything, yeah.
Where the competition, were you expecting to be among the top? Because you're competing with some of the best, you're competing with the best from different counties, from different regions. There was Nairobi, there was Western Kisumu, Mombasa. Mombasa is one of the best swimmers in the country.
Well, it was a good experience being one of the top, but it also showed me there's points that I need to focus on. I need to train a bit more if I want to become the best, obviously.
All right. Hila?
Me, the nationals was an amazing experience. I was afraid at first, but once I got into the water, I saw my race. Everybody was erupting in cheers, and yeah.
And after you guys were selected were selected to represent Nairobi, what did it mean to you?
Well, it was a great honor for me personally, representing Nairobi County, chosen as one of their best to swim against other counties and to emerge as victory. Yeah. And
someone will see you guys and say, you know, these are young, and the way you introduced yourself, young, talented, and it comes to matter swimming. How long have you been in this sports?
Oh, for a very long time. I actually started since I could walk. I actually had an incident. That's how I started swimming. I was playing with my toys around the swimming pool, then one of my toys entered the pool, so died in after it. But my dad came to save me. From that day on, I've been swimming ever since.
All right. Ila, do you have a story about your swimming journey up to where you are right now?
All I knew is when I was young, I really loved water. My parents started me for swimming, and that's how I'm here now. Yeah.
I'm relatively new. I only started around 5 years ago. Uh, well, firstly, it was more about exercise. Then, as you progress, you grow to love the sport.
Do you have like some of the best swimmers in the world that you look up to?
Some of the best swimmers. Well, I'm not familiar with the sport because normally, most of the times, I'm well-rounded, play different sports such as basketball, football. So, really, if you're going to look at history, I would say the greatest swimmer by far, Michael Phelps. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I used to play basketball and football at the same time. It's multi-talented. So yeah, are you looking up to playing some ball sometime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've also have other sports that I'm doing. Athletics, 100 meters. I'm also playing rugby, football, basketball. I try and balance all of them at once, but if I was to look up to someone, I'd look up to also Michael Phelps.
Okay, at the national, do you have like some moments that stood up to you? Like, you can say this one, ulipita mtu, or this where...
When I swam 100 meters breaststroke, I think it was my first event at nationals. Firstly, I was just swimming with all my heart, with passion, and at the end of the race, I come to see that I've won. I've left a gap of around 6-7 seconds. It was beautiful. I loved it.
I'm also expecting to see that in the East Africa Games, you know. The East Africa Games will be taking place in August. They are yet to decide whether it's Eldoret or Nakuru or Kisumu. We are waiting. We will be also waiting for the official communication from the organizers. Do you have some of the key moments in at the nationals?
Yeah, for me it was the 50 meters freestyle. Like once I entered, I'm seeing people are there. Like you're swimming, you're seeing people. But when I finished the race, everybody was erupting with cheers. It was amazing.
It was amazing, and in Mombasa also struggled with coping with the weather, the climate. I don't know how you guys did. How you guys did.
Swimming in Mombasa is very different from swimming in Nairobi. First of all, the water. I think has more salt content, which makes you a bit slower, but I was still able to push through. I would like to add on to the experience.
Sure.
During the county level swimming also, Brian Obuna over here swam against my cousin, my family member, my cousin, Arthur. Arthur, if you're watching this, shout out to you. So, at that time they were racing 50 back. I think it was 50 back. Yes, 100 back. So at that point, I had to make a decision. Do I support my childhood friend or family?
Okay.
I already knew Brian is a well-talented swimmer. I've known this guy for I think 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah, it's 11 years since kindergarten. I'm like, Brian has this one. He has this in the bag. He can do it. Now, Arthur, on the other hand, I'm not so sure about his swimming experience, but I at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm good for family. And he qualified and went to the nationals and got to compete in a relay event. Yeah.
My producer will be bringing will be bringing him next to give us a side of the story. Now we are preparing for the East Africa Games. I don't know how you guys doing. How different are you guys training compared to when you were training for the nationals? This is East Africa. You're going to meet with some of the best in East Africa. Talking about Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda.
Yes. So since the training is going to be different because you're moving to a bigger league. So from sub-county, county, going to nationals, then going to Eastern Africa, there's always that level of pushing yourself upwards and creating a better routine so you can match the elites. That's what I'm doing.
And you, maybe any changes in terms of your training?
My training hours are now longer, obviously. I'm not only in the swimming pool, but I'm also on the track riding my bike because swimming requires also a lot of your body muscles. So training hours are longer. There's more intensity to the training, so that I'm up to fitness for the event.
Hours are longer. Let's say about 4 to 5 hours per session, and we're also in the gym a lot more, trying to build endurance, stamina, strength. It's really important, especially for some certain strokes like fly.
How different are you training towards the East Africa Games?
For instance, obviously, like they said, hours are longer. I now train. I do morning training. I changed my diet, to stay healthy and all that. Yeah, it's been great.
Was this your biggest stage you ever been? in terms of competition, or rather you have been in some competition that requires a lot of pressure, or that you felt this there's a lot of pressure in this competition? Was this the biggest?
I've been in something of the sort.
Okay.
I was in Burundi last year with another team. We were also swimming for Kenya. It's around the same amount of pressure actually. But now when you're swimming for your county, there's also your school behind you. It brings a new perspective on the way you're swimming.
For the experience, I would say it would be the pressure would be at the highest that I've ever experienced. Besides, in terms of swimming and other sports, yes.
You've been out of the country?
Out of the
He's been in Rwanda,
He's been
Burundi?
out of
Burundi.
I've only competed in nationals, not outside the country. But I think maybe on December for basketball, I'll go probably to Dar es Salaam to discover new talents and expose myself.
And also, speaking of basketball, there's a basketball league, Africa Basketball League that is going on in Rwanda. You should also keep an eye on what is happening there, because I can understand you're a basketball enthusiast. You love basketball.
Yep.
Was that the biggest stage though?
Yeah, I would say this is my biggest stage yet, but I've also competed in some of these competitions. The pressure is the same, but the competition is on a different level. Because even before you dive into the water, in your head, there's a lot of pressure. How am I going to finish? What position am I going to be? So like for basically almost all the competitions that I've ever done, I've just tried to keep the pressure at a certain level where it's controllable for me and everything, yeah.
And speaking about your school, that is Kilimani Junior Academy, who will tell us the level of competition when it comes to swimming, the level of training that you guys receive, the competition you receive from your schoolmates and even your training mates? Who will tell us? Nani? Yeah, sure. Take us through.
Yeah, schoolers also try to boost us in terms of training. Well, they've even taken us to bigger swimming pools just to improve our endurance and everything. I've also tried to put us out there with mini competitions and everything. Even we're getting also competition from some of our friends in school. We're not only the best swimmers, but yeah, there are also other people who are as good as us in school.
And the encouragement from our classmates is absolutely amazing. I can't name all of them, but just a big thank you to them.
Mkuwekewa sherehe venye mlirudi hivi?
Maybe from family.
School didn't? They should.
We came back during the
did,
holiday.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They did in terms of like now awarding us at assembly and congratulating us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no one has mentioned about the coach. Nimemwona hapa amewaleta. No one is talking about the coach.
We actually have to say a big thank you to Coach. She's the one who exposed us to this competition and is exposing us to more, which is also building not only our strengths and everything, but also our picture, you know. For swimming, you also have to like be in a club to participate in some of these big events, because most of them are hosted at club level, not also school level. Yeah.
Maybe were you guys competing in the same category? There's different categories in swimming. There's backstroke, there's maybe different. Were you competing in the same category? Also, everyone was competing in different.
Yeah.
Like for you.
The categories, it depends on what they did. For me, I had 3 events. That's the 50 free, the 100 freestyle relay, and the 200 medley relay. Yeah.
Among them, which one is your favorite?
I'll say the 50 free.
Hiyo ndo unajua ukiingia na hakuna mtu anaweza shinda.
I swam 2 individual events and 1 relay. I swam 100-meter medley, 100-meter relay, freestyle, 100 back and 100 breast.
Among your favorites?
100 back, easy.
Hiyo ndo easy.
For me, I think for me, my best one was 50 freestyle and 200-meter freestyle relay event. But in terms of like now the experience, I would pick the 200-meter freestyle, because like you're not the only one who's competing in this event. You also have teammates and people who are competing against you.
Competed in one event, 50-meter breast. I would say that would be my best and probably my favorite to do, since you know there's the rhythm, there's the meditation process where you can just swim, find your rhythm, and perfect your skill.
And you guys, our parents will demand a lot from us. You have to balance studies. You also have to balance whatever me as a parent I'm supporting, co-curriculum activities. I don't know. How do you balance them? Ama kidogo umeachilia huku kando kwingine.
No, sir.
Okay.
So, well, I got this quote from my head teacher. He said that there's always the right time for doing something. So whenever it's time to do your homework, there's a right time for you to do the homework. It's the right time for you to do your sports and training. There's always a right time for everything. So that balance over there, and you also can't. There's a dependency of one, so you can't always be focused more on your academics, but you still have to, while letting down your sports. So that means you're gonna become less competitive. You also can't also focus more on your sports because of your academics. You'll drop. So there's always that certain balance that you get.
I don't know about Hila. How do you balance
So-
school? There's also fun. There's something that you do for fun when you're free. Then there's studies. Your parents also will demand you to deliver on both sides.
Yeah, so what I do is after school, I'll train. And then after training, I'll do my homework. Then now, like, the day will just go. Like, I have this time, like, if, like, for example, Monday, I wake up, I study, I do what I do, then off to school. Yeah.
In a week, how many hours do you train in a week?
Hours.
Oh Lord.
So
Serious training.
Serious
Not just
training.
in the water. Unajua kuna
Serious
wale wako ndani tu ya maji.
Okay, so on Monday, 4:30 a.m. till 6 a.m. Then on Tuesday from 5 till 7, so that's how many? 4.5. Then Wednesday the same as Monday, so that's 7. Then another 2 on Thursday, that's 9. Another 2.5 on Friday, that's 11.5. Then 4 on Saturday, so that's 15. And maybe sometimes, let's say 3 on Sunday, so around 18.
18 hours a week.
18 hours.
Same as you. You're training.
For me, okay, I also try to balance because, once I'm in school, I have to focus on school, especially because I'm a candidate. When I'm in school, I focus on school. I try to remove everything else, including sports. But once it's sports, I focus on sports as much as I can. But in terms of my training schedule, I mainly try to do it on Saturday because Saturday, that's when I have my most time and everything. But early in the morning, I'll usually wake up, do some stretches, ride my bike, then change for school and go to school. In the evening, I'll do the same so that I'm also balancing between school and academics.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is TV47 Sports Extravaganza. We are keeping it sporty here. Currently, or right now, we are talking about swimming, East Africa School Games preparation. Remember, we're having Brian Obuna here, who is a student at the Kilimani Junior Academy. We also have George Mokua, Junior, or rather John Mokua. We also have Junior Kihiko and Ila Mabel. We are discussing matters to do with swimming and their road to the East Africa Games. Remember, they emerged as among the best in the national secondary school, or rather in the secondary school national games that took place in April in Mombasa County. And tukizidi kusonga pia, you can interact with us. Send us a WhatsApp message. Number ya WhatsApp ndo hapo chini. You can even talk to us via our Instagram, X, and even Facebook. Also my personal Facebook account at Duncan Mtua Askofu. Tukizidi kuzungumza, tukiendelea kuongea kuhusu the matter swimming. Sijui, are you looking up to turn pro?
Turn pro in the sport?
In swimming?
Swimming. Not really. No. That's some other sports.
Is it talent inachoka? Ama
No.
you are there just for the vibe and have fun?
Not to have fun. Okay, to get fun, have fun, get more experience on the swimming. Also, it's a good for your health, lifestyle. But I would take my talents focusing more on basketball. Then before that, you said about the training sessions that these guys do.
Yeah.
Now,
maybe yours.
Brian over here is I think you're a level 4.
There's no level 4, let's call it national.
Okay, national swimmer. I'm a level 2 swimmer. Now, one day I decide, let me just go train with Brian. one of the easiest coaches, right? So I'm like, okay, how long is the training session? So it was like 3 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours, yes, 2 hours.
Okay.
So I arrived there. We do our gym session, 20 minutes, we go to the water. First thing they're telling us, 4x400s. That's 1,600 meters of swimming as warm up. On the other hand, I'm like, what? Oh no.
That was just warm up.
That was just warm up. And then that time they were focusing more on, I think, the breaststroke and butterfly. So we reach almost at the end, 3/4 of the way. And I'm like, yo, my body is giving up. Over here, Brian and his friends, they're just laughing. And I'm like, bro, this thing is hell. I did 1,600 meters, and I've done like 2 kilometers of swimming, of session, right? So Brian is like, one more session to go. It's just another 1,600 meters. Boom. My left leg, it just stops working. It's frozen. My hamstring just starts to pull. It's just frozen there. And I keep on like I'm shouting, I'm crying, like, oh my goodness, God, please help me. Why? And I'm like, Brian over here, he just kept on doing his strokes. And after the race, he was like telling me, bro, this is the only like coach. Her name is Coach?
Steph.
Yeah, Coach Steph. It's Coach Steph. You know what? She's soft. Now, if you look at Coach Wangangi, the coach that actually gives him hell, he wouldn't have mercy for you. So when it comes to training, there are like different levels that you have. Same way in basketball, you have like in the US, you have go D1, D2, Division 3, like that. The same way is for swimming. So my criteria, wow, that time I was humbled, like, wow, you have to put in the work in order for you to become a good swimmer.
George, you have the talent,
I have the talent.
but then you don't want to turn pro.
But
One day, that's not what you are looking up to.
no,
Okay. For the first time, someone was talent doesn't want to turn pro. Anyway,
Actually, I've
but you're
a lot
focusing
to
more
decide.
on basketball.
basketball, yeah.
All right.
Actually, I have a lot of options because I also qualified for athletics 100 meters for Mombasa. So I decided to just do swimming because like I felt more comfortable with it. But I'm still deciding whether I should turn pro or not because there's rugby, there's football, there's also swimming. So I'm trying to decide between the 3 sports, which one am I more comfortable with, which one will I be able to do better, and which one do I really have a passion for.
So you're still weighing which one.
Yeah, but so far, it's swimming. But my decision might change later on.
All right. You aiming to turn pro or someday?
Definitely.
That's what you love doing.
100%.
You don't take part in any other sport?
I do. I play football, I play rugby with these guys, I play basketball. But swimming's me. It's what I've chosen.
Eli swimming you anyway. Are you looking up to continue taking part in this sport? Are you looking up to being in future maybe turning this one being a pro?
Yeah, I've loved swimming ever since I was a child. So why not? Yeah.
You guys face challenges?
Yeah.
Because when you talk to guys who go to public schools and interact with guys who go to the private schools, there's that a big difference. Someone will someone will tell you, let me start by telling you what I go through in terms of challenges for me to attain whatever I attained. I don't know about you. What's some of the challenges that you go through?
Okay, I know there are a lot of challenges, especially for the people who go to the public school. I mean, we can't blame them. It wasn't them who chose that.
Yeah.
But I think like we can also try and help them in a way, because even this exposure for that competition really brought out some talent, because I bet there were scouts there, just scouting for talent, and the guys who are in the public school really need that, because you never know, maybe some of them actually have more talent than us and can qualify to higher levels. So in terms of challenges, I think these facilities and exposure is what is lacking also.
In your school?
My school, no, there's not really challenge, except for now a little bit more exposure, because there are competitions that happen every weekend, but again, we can't do it every weekend because at some point our body will need to rest. So yeah, maybe more experience.
Ila personally, maybe challenges that you go through as a swimmer, a young swimmer.
Yeah, like,
And also the lady in the building. You're the only lady.
yeah.
You're the only lady in the building. Okay.
Yeah. So like challenges for me, like I'm asthmatic. So once I get a flu, you know, like swimming, breathing, so I have to take a break. Then once I recover, like I've lost a bit of speed, so I try and recover that speed. Yeah, and that's practically my only challenge. The rest is okay.
To Brian, when George is talking about Brian, it's like swimming is just smooth to him. He doesn't like face anything. Something that he's usually having fun when he's doing it. Do you even go? Do you even face some challenges?
Actually, I'm also asthmatic. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows like George described. It may be easy sometimes, easier, but that doesn't necessarily make it, you know, ABC 1, 2, 3. Most of the time, actually, I come home, my muscles are sore, they're aching. Like, I normally take a cold shower just to relax because of muscle pulls and all that. But challenge-wise, not really. Exposure maybe, but my asthma's chilled for a while.
In terms of exposure, I'll talk to your coach. Nimemwona hapo nje, so nitamwita kando nimwambie this or this. And even the parents are watching back at home. Even the school administration is also watching. In terms of the exposure, I think watashughulikia hiyo mambo.
Yeah.
Wewe hakuna challenge? Kunazo?
Kidogo.
Like,
Just balancing all of the sports that I play. Yeah, sometimes what I mainly focus on is on basketball, but also I need to focus on some other sports like swimming and rugby so I can be at a pro level wise so that I can qualify and get into more exposure in those certain sports.
Maybe also another challenge is like terms of mentality.
yeah.
Because I can imagine from him, he has a strong mentality because waking up at 4 in the morning to enter a cold pool and in the temperatures are cold, it requires a lot of mentality. So like if you want to train at those hours, like maybe only problem be like your mentality. Like, do you really want to do this? Do you want to really push for it? Because that'll be like your number one problem.
I want us to wrap up in the next 1 minute. There's a lot that we have talked about in terms of experience, what you guys are doing to make sure you leave a mark in the East Africa School Games. We're expecting a lot in the East Africa School Games because the school from Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania will be participating in these games. Final remarks in terms of the kind of support you receive from the parents, schools, classmates, but mostly the family.
Yes. Well, I'd give my greatest gratitude and thankfulness for them for supporting me, you know, motivating me to do the sports and qualifying for nationals. And thank you also for my coach, for us to call you guys and have an interview. Yeah, I think that would be very good. That was a good thing. Yeah.
I'd say my biggest motivator are my parents, obviously, because they're the ones who even helped me start swimming. From the youngest age, from 2, I started swimming because of them. And like after 2020, after the pandemic, I really didn't want to go back in the pool because again, I had not been swimming for a long time. But then my mom was always there cheering me up, you know, telling me that I have to go back because that's my talent. And that's what I love to do. So I would say my biggest motivator is my mom and dad, and I'm really thankful for them because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be here today talking about swimming and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Majorly,
Okay.
my mom, God bless her. She's been absolutely amazing this entire journey, these 5 years, facilitating everything, the pool, training, coaches, and thanks to my dad. Swimming isn't exactly a cheap sport, you know. Coaching, the swimsuits, the pool fee, it's all really taxing, and I really want to thank them so much.
Me,
Your final, maybe talk about the family, how supportive they are.
they're supportive ever since, I don't know when. They've been supporting me, and yeah, because of them, I am who I am.
All right, and guys, I wish you all the best in the upcoming competitions. I wish you all the best. You're going to Rwanda. Who's going to Burundi? I wish you all the best in Burundi. I wish you all the best in the East Africa School Games. If you're just joining us, this is TV 47 Sports Extravaganza. We were just having a brief of what happened in the East Africa School Games that took place in Mombasa last month. Last month, that is April, and we talked to Brian Buna, George Mukua, Junior Kihiko, and Ila Hamabel, who are students of Kilimani Junior Academy. Nimeshukuru sana kwa kuungana na sisi, and usiende sababu we have a lot to talk about. English Premier League, watu wa Manchester mulisemaje? Ilikataa Europa League, ilikataa. Anyway, Barcelona tomorrow they'll be crowned as champion, not forgetting even Liverpool, they are current champion, but bado hawajapewa title. Speaking of title, Napoli, they have just been crowned as the champion of the Serie A, that is La Liga. We are going to come back again with a lot, including Rhino Chad. You also be looking at other, I also understand tennis, badminton national league is currently going on in Kisii. So we'll also be crossing over to Kisii to check what is happening in Kisii. From me, I'm going to take a short break, but usiondoke, keep it here, TV47. This is the home of untold story. It's also your home of your favorite sports activities.